Welcome to Cut the Crop, keeping you in the know about everything you grow. Researchers, growers and other interesting folk delivering insights and information on topics ranging from agronomy to profitability. Brought to you by the Foundation for Arable Research.
Hello and welcome to Cut the Crop. I'm your host Anna Heslop, and today I'm talking with Fiona Anderson from FAR about our graduate program. Welcome, Fiona.
Hi, Anna.
Now, before I ask about you and your place on the graduate program, I'm going to outline a few details about the program itself and why we set it up and how it works. So, the program was set up in 2014 with the aim of attracting top graduates like you into the arable industry. We developed a training program covering everything from basic arable industry and agronomy information right through to experimental design and public speaking. So all of those components are supervised by members of the FAR research team or the senior management team, and so the graduate gets a good look at everything and a little learn and a chance to find out how everything works. So initially the program went for 12 months, but a couple of years ago we looked at that and we tweaked it, so it now runs for 18 months, generally from just after the semester finishing, sort of November, December time through till about June in 18 months' time. And what we've found with that is that it gives us time to take the graduate right through a harvest and a planting and a second harvest season, because otherwise if they were starting in December and finishing in December, they got to harvest one season's worth of trials, but they never actually got to harvest the ones that they had planted. So it made a bit more sense. So, FAR graduate number 12, Fiona. You're not from an arable farm, so how did you hear about the program and why did you apply?
Well, I'm not sure if I probably heard about it officially through the Career Hub at Lincoln, through that advertisement, and then I always sort of knew that FAR had a graduate, and then so I decided to apply because I hadn't really had much to do with the arable industry, like you said, and I thought it would just be a really interesting opportunity to get a broad approach to the whole side of things, and it sort of combined the two things that I'm most passionate about, which is agriculture and science.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so was it a complicated application process? We're trying to encourage people to apply here, so please don't say if it was. But what did you actually have to do to apply?
Well, I filled out the form, sort of wrote down all of my details and distinctions and whatnot, and organised a couple of referees, one from uni and then sort of more of a character approach, and so like a previous employer, and then had to get my transcripts from the university, which was probably the hardest part. It was all very simple and straightforward and, yeah, really pleasant. Oh, and there was a cover letter, sort of why I should be employed, I think, was the topic. Yeah, it was just...
Away we go.
Yeah.
So what were you studying at Lincoln? You've obviously agriculture and science your passion, so I'm guessing it was a BAg Sci.
Yep, that was the one. I sort of mostly stuck with the plant and soil papers that were available and a few animal science ones throughout, and then the compulsory management ones as well. And then I did my honours in my fourth year, and that was more, that was to do with soil phosphorus fertility and nitrous oxide emissions and how they interact. And yeah, it was quite enjoyable.
And so how do you see that fit between your honours program and what you're doing now? Have you been able to pick up on that?
Yeah, the skills I learnt, particularly with soil sampling, we do a lot of that here at FAR. Just sort of the lab-based work. It was a really good foundation to carry on with here at FAR. Just sort of knowing what hard work is and how to do it and get it done well.
So what sort of research projects are you involved with at FAR, and how much sort of say have you had in which ones you work on and which ones you don't?
Well, I'm sort of flicking between anyone who needs me. I go out in the field and help with a job if it needs doing, and then I'm in the lab processing the samples and managing the data, and sometimes even helping write up the reports a bit the past few weeks. And then also get to do some of more personal projects that I'm really interested in, sort of one per area within the research side of things. So with the herbage team, I'm looking at nitrogen fixation in white clover seed crops, and then with the environment side of things, I'm working with Abby on her setback trials, and then in the cereal side of things, I'm working with Joe and Dirk on nitrogen decisions in wheat crops.
So you are bringing some of your earlier expertise and study with you.
Yes, it's I guess the nitrogen word was used there quite a bit, but I find nitrogen really interesting. It's such a big cycle, and there's lots to do with it, so it's cool to get some more variety in there.
So you're in and out of the field, in and out of the lab. What about other things? Are there other stuff that you're getting involved with?
Yeah, so working with the comms team, doing programs like the Women in Arable and Arable Wise. I'm finding that really enjoyable, getting out and meeting people in the areas out there that I maybe wouldn't meet from a research side of things. So it's really nice to interact with them, and I've been learning lots of really important things through those as well, with the mental health talk we had with Pup Chamberlain a few weeks ago, Women in Arable, and got to tour the Pure Oil factory with Arable Wise, so it was fun, and yeah, just interacting and networking. It's good.
So was it a bit scary rocking up on your first day?
Yes, it definitely was, but it was good because we were getting set up for crops that week, so it was very much straight into it, getting some work done, and it was good, and I feel like I've settled in now a bit, and yeah.
She's organised the scone baking competition, which was a huge tick. So
Yep.
the graduates can actually organise anything that they want, especially if it has anything to do with food.
Yeah.
So this is a training placement only. I guess we should make that clear for people who are interested in applying. There's no guaranteed job at the end of it. It's taking you through the different parts of the industry. And we've had 11 grads before you who have gone off, all have been employed on leaving FAR, some of them in the fertiliser industry or grain and seed research, plant breeding. Some of them have now gone back to the family farm. Have you got any ideas yet? Have we made you think about anything that you definitely are interested or definitely not interested in the future?
Oh gosh, well, I mean, every day is something different. There's so much variety in this program, and I think one day, that would be really good. I'd like to do that in the future, and then the next day, something way more exciting comes along. It's like, oh, gee, I better do that, and so yeah, it's just a constant whirlpool in my mind of which direction can I go. But I think with this grad program, it gives you such a well-rounded perspective that any door that opens, you could probably step through quite confidently, knowing that you'd be okay on the other side.
So if you could sum up the FAR grad program, your first 6 months of it anyway, in one sentence, what would it be?
One sentence.
Economical.
Economical, yes. I'm not known for being concise, but fun out in the field in the sunshine. You can bring it back in and work with it on a detailed level, and then present it to the arable people beyond.
Cool. And so, in your opinion, worth encouraging people to apply?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've had a great time so far, and it's been really fantastic getting out of bed every morning and coming and doing what I love. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
So thank you, Fiona. We're actually loving having you with us as well. And I should remind people that the grad program applications are open now. So if you want to find out more, you can have a look on the FAR website, www.far.co.nz, and see all the information there. It's under the people section, I think, but just look under the vacancies and what's going on. Applications close early August. So I think in the past we've found for the students applying, the trickiest thing has been getting in early enough to get references, especially from your university staff, because this time of year I think they can be quite flat out writing.
Yeah, quite busy.
For everybody. So if you're thinking of applying or encouraging a son or daughter or neighbour or anybody else to apply, get them onto it, because the graduate program's open to graduates from any university in New Zealand if they have a science or agriculture or agcom degree. They don't have to have gone to Lincoln or Massey, although to date that's where all of our grads have come from. But we really are looking for people who can see a future in the arable industry, in any part of the arable industry, because as I said before, we've got people who have gone back to the family farm after a while, we've got them fertiliser, grain and seed research all over the show. So big shout out to all our former grads, and if you'd like to apply and be our next year grad coming in at the end of this year and working through till the middle of 2023, please have a look online. Thanks for listening in and have a great day on the farm.
Thanks for tuning in to Cut the Crop, presented to you by FAR. If you'd like to know more about any of the topics discussed or have any suggestions for future topics, go to www.cutthecrop.co.nz.